Nintendo. We've done a lot of more serious horror things recently on the channel because this was originally meant to be an October block of LPs, but then things happened. So I'd say we should finish off with a bit more of something goofy. Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, notably not the 3DS version for reasons. Let's not mess around and just get on in.
Hello? Hmm?
That atmosphere is so weirdly oppressive that it actively scared me when I was just a wee child. So to start, Luigi doesn't have much he can do. You can move around with the analog stick, you can aim your flashlight up and down and all around with the C stick. If you press the A button, you get a dedicated Mario button, which I've always just loved mashing, but I try not to too much in this LP. Well, the door in the front of us when we entered is clearly not accessible. That door is locked, and this one is well, short game, that one, isn't it? Guess we're just gonna leave then. Do I trust it? No. Do I still have to do it? Seemingly we have no other option. I want to say when I first played the game, it was this exact segment right here at like a Walmart kiosk where you had to crane your neck up 90 degrees, or maybe a GameStop one that was similar.
Ouch. Ugh, I sure take a lot of knocks in this line of work. I'm getting too old for this ghost-catching tomfoolery. Anyway, nice to meet you. I'm Professor Egad. This house, I swear it seems to have more ghosts every day. What's a young fella like you doing around here, anywho? Uh-oh, this looks ugly. All right, youngster, look lively. Follow me, post-haste. Whew. So, your name's Luigi. I think our paths were destined to cross. Well met, Luigi. Huh? Where's this, you ask? Why, these cozy quarters are where I do my ghost studying. Professor Egad's Ghost Research Laboratory. The lab, if you're of a shortening mind. You won this mansion in a contest you didn't even enter? Sounds pretty fishy to me. So you believe the mansion actually exists, then? Strange. I've been living here since I was a lad of 20 or so. And I'll tell you, that mansion appeared just a few days ago. The spirits have fooled you. I don't know if it's a dream, an illusion, or what all, but I surely wouldn't be too happy winning a haunted house. Now that I get a look at you, I just recalled a guy with a red hat kind of like yours went up to the mansion without even stopping to chat, and he never returned. Was he a dream too? What? That guy was your brother? Oh no, that's horrible. He wouldn't stand a chance against those ghosts without my help. You have to go after him. Here's the plan. I'll teach you to deal with ghosts, so you can rescue your brother, Luigi.
And here we get some controller settings. It largely just changes whether or not you want to use the analog stick as a movement thing or a sidestepping thing while in combat. But ultimately, I'm really comfortable with either. Standard's what I'm going to go with for this LP, though. I think there are some strategies that use sidestep to better effect, but not my general worry.
That's the vacuum cleaner I engineered to catch ghosts. I call it, this is genius, the Poltergust 3000. It can suck up all kinds of things. Let her rip. Use the R button to vacuum and the C stick to change your direction.
So in effect, Luigi's Mansion is kind of a twin-stick shooter. You can move and vacuum in different directions as that you need to.
No matter how strong you think your brother is, ghosts are mysterious beings. They can't be caught using conventional means. So you'd better use this. It's the only way to foil them. This is the only thing they fear. Something to that effect. Well, how's about we start your training? Ghosts seem to like darkness and they avoid the light. So if you hit them with a flashlight beam all of a sudden, you can stun them momentarily. Then it's vacuuming time. When you see your chance, hold down the R button and tilt the control stick in the opposite direction. Just give it a try. You'll learn more that way than just listening to me yap about it.
So, in effect, you hold the B button to turn off your flashlight and release it to stun a ghost. When their heart appears, you can start sucking with the vacuum and then start the movement.
Remember, as soon as you see a ghost's heart, that's your chance to vacuum them up. While vacuuming, tilt the control stick in the opposite direction to bring them in.
While you're vacuuming a ghost, their HP does drain automatically, but if you hold the analog stick and the C stick in the opposite direction, you drain it faster.
When that surprised ghost's heart appears, vacuum with the R button, the control stick. Tilt the control stick in the direction opposite the ghost.
Can they dig that in enough in this tutorial? Yes, they can. You're gonna be doing this most of the game, so you might as well get used to it pretty quickly.
You have to get as close as you can before flashing the light. Surprise them with the light when they get close. Pow pow! The more the better. Got it?
Notably, the flashlight does have a pretty good range to it, but the closer you are, the more likely you are to actually catch them with the vacuum, otherwise they might fade away too quickly.
Ghosts love to hide in dark places. Isn't that a hoot? There, here they come.
But an important thing to note is that in case you're in a scenario like this where there's multiple ghosts coming at you, you can flashlight multiple ghosts at a time and even vacuum them in multiple at a time. With that said, if you're not holding the analog stick in the opposite direction, not only is it pretty slow, but also you're going to take a lot of damage as they drag you around.
Catching ghosts means using the flashlight and the Poltergust 3000 as a team. You get me, young fella? That'll do. Well, how many did you get? Woohoo! 9 ghosts! Excellent, Luigi! I'd say you're ready to go look for your brother now. Fine. Looks like you worked up a sweat there. How about a little cool down in the gallery? I'm quite proud of it, you know.
Let's go to the gallery.
Off we go.
Welcome to the gallery. This place is very empty, but this is effectively your trophy room for the bosses of sorts.
Welcome to the gallery. I once had 21 paintings in my famous ghost collection, but now there are only frames. What a crying shame! Unfortunately, there are only statues here now, but feel free to look around anyway. Use the X button to check your surroundings with that Game Boy Horror I gave you. Be sure to search suspicious places extra well. You can also check objects with the A button by tapping and shaking stuff. Don't try that on the angel statues.
Well, now I'm just going to do that immediately. So yeah, tapping the A button or vacuum, I think, is going to make a lot of interactables go off in the maps.
Are you done appreciating art for today, Luigi?
What's a Game Boy Horror?
I designed the Game Boy Horror as a communications terminal. It has all sorts of functions. For example, you can press the Z button to see a list of the items you picked up. Give it a try after you get some coins. Of course, you'll also be able to see portrait ghosts there once you capture some. You can also use the Y button to display a map of the mansion. The display will color the rooms as you visit them. Check the map if you ever get lost. Got all that, Sonny?
Alright, so with that, we're now done here at the lab itself, so let's actually get back to the main lab moment and then head into the mansion to start the game proper. Where will we go? We're heading to the mansion.
Careful now, Luigi.
Welcome back to the mansion and... Toad, what are you doing here?
Where did you go, Mario? Huh? Luigi? Wow, it's Luigi. You finally made it. Oh, joy. Thank goodness. Me? Well, Princess Peach asked me to come here to look for Mario. He left when he heard you'd won a mansion and never returned. Then when I arrived, the mansion was full of ghosts. And I didn't see Mario anywhere, and I kind of freaked out a little, and I didn't know what to do. It's been awful. Please, 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 you have to help me find Mario. If he doesn't get back, you have no idea how upset the princess will be. She'll flip. Leave it to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yay! Thanks, Luigi. You made my dark and stormy night. I wish I could do something to help you. Wait, I've got it. At least let me do this.
Toad is how you're going to be mainly saving your data when you're not going between chapters effectively. So if you ever see him, maybe stop in to refresh your most recent save.
Talk to me for help anytime.
Notably, most of the time you talk to Toad, not only can you save with him, but talking to him will turn on the lights in a room. This is the first time we're seeing that. When the lights are on in a room, it's effectively considered cleared, quote-unquote. It means no more ghosts can appear in that room no matter what. Mind you, most of the time that a room is cleared is because you've cleared it of ghosts to begin with, but worth noting all the same. Now, we're going to be getting a lot of money throughout the game, so keep an eye on everything you see. Objects in this game can drop money pretty much universally, but some items just never do, but also some do, but only sometimes. Best way to phrase it is to use the jars we just sucked at upstairs as an example. Those jars up there will never have money, but jars like them in other rooms might not have money the first time you investigate them, but later on, if you return that room for one reason or another, they might that time. So even if you've seemingly cleared a room on your first visit, if you're ever back there for one reason or another, investigate all the items again just in case, because you might get more money out of it. Why does that matter? The more money you have, the better your ending image is, effectively, like it's certain NES or Super Nintendo games. Now, there's all sorts of currency in the game, but largely they're just more and more valuable versions of coins that ultimately just give you a better endgame score. The big thing is, though, base money is bottom of the line, dollar bills are more, but rarer, and gold bars are even more and rarer, and then there's things above that. Another way you can really tell how random the money is in this game with when it'll spawn on your first visit is actually using this first room, because sometimes I'll get money from the cupboard here in the middle, sometimes I won't. It really is just random. But if I was back here later in the game and I didn't get money the first time, I might at that point. For right now, though, the door actually out of here is locked, so let's just take out all the fire.
Who put out my candles? You, Mr. Lime Green? Well, dark rooms are dangerous around here. Yes. They love the dark, and now they'll get you, bleh. And now you're in for it, bleh. Just like the red cap before you. May you wander lost in the darkness forever. Are you afraid of the dark, little man? Are you, huh? Blah, here they are now.
So now that we're in our first proper fight with ghosts, the big thing to keep in mind with this game is to not let yourself get overwhelmed. If you can kite ghosts from one corner to another to avoid there being more than one ghost around you, it's honestly very often worth it. With that said, the basic orange ghosts, not a lot to worry about. Their only attack is getting right up in your face and punching you outright, which if you move at all away from them is pretty easy to avoid. The bigger thing to worry about is when a ghost spawns in, if it's behind you, Luigi will freeze and jump for a second because he gets scared. And in some cases, if you're around a lot of enemies, that can actually cause you to get hit because you're just not expecting it. With that said, you can kind of reduce that happening to an extent if you just keep your back to a wall at all times, because the ghosts do try to spawn in behind you specifically to scare you. That's our items menu. Not a lot of things in there in the moment because we don't have a lot at the moment. I think I showcased that a little more in depth as we go through, but not a lot to worry about. So these first few rooms are pretty emblematic of how the game generally progresses. You enter a room, clear it of ghosts, and either you can progress on to the next room after that, or you'll get a key that'll take you to a different locked door somewhere else in the mansion. In a lot of regards, this is a very linear, child-friendly Resident Evil. Specifically more Resident Evil 1 with the layout of the mansion, honestly. Whenever a door has thorns on it after you enter it like this room does, that means you are locked in and you cannot leave. But thankfully, it's never too hard to actually leave because either it's just a quick puzzle or once again, just sucking more ghosts into the poltergeists. Speaking of which, in this specific room, we got the pink ghost enemies who aren't that different from the orange ones, honestly. The big thing is they're a little faster, they're a little stronger, and they have more HP to begin with. But because I think they have slightly more range as well, you really got to interplay their movement with the orange ghosts carefully. With that said, as that was a pretty good indicator there, it's very easy to keep at least 2 or 3 ghosts on your vacuum at once. When you get up to 4 ghosts in the rare case you can, that's where things can get a little chaotic as you're going to get pulled every which way. And if you're not careful and you're not holding the opposite direction of the control stick as you're vacuuming a ghost, you do drag your feet on the floor and eventually fall, and that is how you take damage outside of pure physical attacks from any given opponent you fight throughout the game. Now, largely every other room or so, but also a lot of rooms you can frequent, will have an item you can always investigate to drop a heart, be it big or small. Those recover your health. I forget the exact amounts they heal, because largely I only take enough damage in certain boss fights to really worry about my health actually being an issue. With that said, I should note, whenever you save in the game and you reload it, your health is at whatever you saved it at, so if you're taking a lot of damage, you might want to go out of your way to go find a health heart a little more quickly than you'd think, because otherwise it can become a problem very quickly. Our next new enemy variety is the green garbage pail-like ghosts. Their whole thing is, as either while they're idling or being sucked into the vacuum, they'll throw banana peels, and get this, it's a banana peel. If you step on it, you slip. You take some damage, and then you drop some coins as you do whenever you take damage in the game to begin with. You can thankfully vacuum up the banana peels without any punishment, and I'd recommend doing that before taking care of any other ghosts in the room, as, especially in certain rooms, slipping on a banana peel could leave you open enough to more attacks that you really should just prioritize that. Thankfully, if you're good about holding the analog stick and the C stick in the opposite direction of the ghost you're trying to suck up, you can largely keep your control while moving pretty easily, but you really gotta feel it out. This specific ghost type is what's known as a speedy spirit. They're found within certain objects in the game once per save file in the room they're in. And sucking them up gives you a lot of money. With that said, if either you take care of the puzzle or the normal ghosts in the room ahead of time, the room will light up and they will not spawn in. On top of that, they're very quick to run away from you in the room they're in to begin with, hence the speedy spirit namesake. But if you flashlight them but don't start sucking them up immediately, they'll run away very quickly, which is also a thing for normal ghosts, but the speedy spirits are a lot less forgiving about it. On top of that, they'll just run away automatically from the room if you don't get them fast enough. Vacuuming all the ghosts in that room causes a key to spawn on that specific shelf, which you can vacuum down and grab, and we can head west of the second floor of the foyer now.
Mario, where are you?
Huh? Luigi? Yes, Luigi, how lucky that you found me. I feel so much better now. Please, please, please save Mario. I looked everywhere. I can't find him. Where is he? We'll find him. If there's anything I can do, might as well save while we're here. Keep in mind the fact there's some withered plants in this balcony for the moment. That's not going to come up again for a little bit, but worth keeping in mind. So before we leave this room, let's take a look with the Game Boy Horror. As Egat said, you can enter a first-person mode and investigate things with the A button. I could just gaze at one of these for hours. Luigi has a lot of little funny remarks about very specific things you can investigate. These look kind of comfortable. No, I'll stick with my duds. But specifically, if you investigate any mirror in the game with the Game Boy Horror, this happens, which is a fast travel method that will always send you back to the foyer. So if you ever see a mirror and you want to get back here quickly, take advantage of that. It's pretty good to get across the relatively small mansion in the game already pretty quickly. The way you're supposed to find that out is by investigating that specific mirror right there. So we got that key, let's head over here to the west.
Hold up a sec, Luigi. It's me, Professor Egad. I detect spirits stronger than we've yet seen looking ahead. I think it must be some of those escaped gallery ghosts. You should know that they're really different from the other ghosts you've seen so far. They don't show their hearts very easily. Nope, not at all. When you find one, you should first use the X button to search its heart for clues. Sometimes you can learn the best way to surprise them. Well, Luigi, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 2, we're heading onto the second floor's west hallway to take care of our first several boss fights. See you guys then!